Welcome back to the Student Hub Live. In this session, I'm joined by Cherry Day, who is the Vice President of Equality at the Open University Students Association. You've got your lovely badge on, Cherry. Thank you for joining us today. I wondered if you could describe what valuing diversity means for you as both a student and in your role as Vice President of Equality.
I think you know me best from previous things I've done here, representing students with health issues. In my role as VP Equal Opportunities is a very broad brief, and the reason I value it is encompassed in a part of the statement I can give you from the OU website, which is signed by Peter Horrocks and by Baroness Martha Lane Fox. And it says, discrimination arising from individual characteristics and circumstances is not only unlawful, but a waste of talent and a denial of opportunity, preventing individuals, organisations and societies from achieving their growth potential. That brief paragraph for me says everything, because there is something called the Equalities Act 2010 with amendments 2011. I think there are links to that on the site. And the OU has their own equality, diversity and inclusion pages on their website. And they are very conscious of making sure that EDI, Equality, Diversity and Inclusion, is part of the package of the student experience. And that is my job. Simplistically, in my job remit, I have something called protected characteristics. And again, in the Equalities Act, they're listed, and the OU has 11 listed themselves. I can read them if you'd like me to. Okay. PCs, the protected characteristics are age, disability, race, religion and belief, political opinion, pregnancy and maternity, caring and dependency, sex, gender that means, gender reassignment, identity, sexual orientation, and marriage and civil partnerships. Now, as Equal Ops, I'm alert across all the forums and social media and the students' daily life to any obstacles they might face in their studies that I can take on board for them as their representative and take it to the association and to OU as well. I work closely in partnership with somebody called Jitan Patel, who's the head of Equality and Diversity and Information Rights. So he's got that protected characteristics as well. So we work very closely together. So OU and the association are totally in partnership. And all that is written into the student charter as well. So the brief, the template is there, but it is a very broad brief, very broad brief indeed.
I'd like to return to some of the things that you're doing in your role, but I also wondered if you could tell us about your perspective as a student, because you're studying as well, and what valuing diversity means for you as an individual.
It's about, in those protected characteristics comes disability. I can't personally identify with the race and cultural diversity side of it other than what's reported to me. But as a student, you know, I've been around for 9 years now, and I've never personally met any obstacle to study that's been created by any breach of those protected characteristics. Again, I can only speak second-hand on most of them, but disability, I've only as a student found the OU to be totally supportive and helpful, and being able to signpost students, as Linda was saying, in the Widening Access and Success Services team, WAS, where she is. Their team are wonderful with helping students gain the information they need to remove any obstacles to studying. I have about 6 of them because I use loads of assistive software and have to go to places to get help with my tutor, with the student support team, with the disability support team. But the OU does have that in place. So as a student, my experience is excellent.
And you're involved with the Disabled Students Group, you were chairing that for a long time, weren't you? Which is a student support group, where again there's a lot of diversity, but again this is focusing on disability, which, as you point out, are only some of the protected characteristics involved in here. I wonder if you can tell us about that student-to-student support and why that's been so powerful for you and also for others who've engaged with it.
From the association side or from the OU side?
Both, Sherry, I think, because there's two different perspectives here,
There
isn't
is,
there?
yeah. Again, I'm not involved as much with the DSG now, although that group does come within my remit, as does Plexus, the LGBT plus group. We're in the process of setting up a carers group. We're looking at BME as well. So we're beginning to get groups into the association to deal with that. The help and support is there's so much of it, both in the OU and on the association website as well, that if a student can be signposted to any of those groups like Nightline, peer support, and Plexus and DSG, that's all on the association website. Can I do an advert, please?
You can do an advert, and we've got a prepared slide for you showing the DSG website that we can show people.
Right, there's DSG website, there's Plexus, and the new association website
Yeah, this is the one we have.
goes live on Thursday. Now, the link I sent you, I think the screenshot was the old page, but if people go into oustudents.com, that will take them to the new association website where all those tabs for help and support and volunteer, everything is there. And that is going live this Thursday, oustudents.com.
HJ's putting the link in our
Brilliant,
chat box.
excellent.
So if you aren't on the chat box and you've just joined us, there is a little bubble icon on the live screen, and you can click on that and then you can chat and see what other people are talking about also.
Under help and support, you'll find all the DSG, Plexus, Nightline, peer support. All the links are there and are working, I've been told.
Now, we know, Cherry, that students supporting students is a very powerful thing, and
Oh,
indeed
yes.
part of the Student Hub Live ethos is that we facilitate these academic communities because it is so valuable, irrespective of diversity. But these specific groups that you're setting up, why are they so useful for students and how can they help? I mean, what is the point of setting them up and students joining them?
Well, we've got very good evidence, obviously, from the GSG group, which was 200 people back in 2011 on Facebook. It's now over 1,500 people on the Facebook group, which is a closed group. Plexus is new, it started a year ago, and that is becoming hugely successful. They've done Manchester Pride, they've done London Pride, and that community, that student supporting students, is evidence from the association website, where you've got student community, student voice, where it's all about students talking to students. So that one-to-one interaction is very important.
And students can find some of these forums and spaces to engage.
Yes.
There's lots of OUSA forums and other forums indeed. And we've got a screenshot of one of the student home websites. And at the bottom we can see the link to all of these areas.
Oh, yeah.
So briefly, you can see under OU Community that there are links there to all those various places that students can go. So there's lots of support out there for students, isn't there?
Yeah, I think students are often surprised how much support there is. The problem with that is knowing where to go, being clearly able to say, well, click on the help and support tab, then you'll find the groups that can help you. And then if you need to drill down a bit further, you can explore. But breadcrumb trails can become too long, so it needs to be very simple that click on the association website, tabs along the top which clearly explain where you want, if you want to go to student community or events or whatever, news, association committee papers, they're there as well. But it's keeping it simple, stupid.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
And especially things like Facebook, they can be overwhelming for students. So what would your advice be about how students choose which aspects are right for them to engage with?
Certainly if you have a health obstacle, I can only say join the DSG, Disabled Students Group, Association Disabled Students Group. Facebook, it is closed. You have to ask to join. If your association with the OU is not evident on your public profile on Facebook, which a lot of people don't show, one of the admins will send a message, not to ask whether you're disabled, but just to ask whether you're studying with the OU. And if you are, nobody asks whether you're disabled or not, you can come into the group. And it is vibrant and busy 24 hours a day.
And very supportive.
Oh, very, yes. There are lots of experienced people in there, both the admins and the chair of the GSG, Sheila Karen, who I know you know, and other people on the committee are in there. And although we can't help students individually with any problem they have, we can't give that sort of advice, we do frequently signpost them to their student support team who will triage their question through to Linda's disabled students team, and we can share experiences and signpost. But we can't say you must do this and you must do that.
Absolutely.
But the experiences are 365 days, 7 days a week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Excellent. Well, we've put those links in the chat, so do make sure that you follow them up and see what's right for you. But as Cherry says, there's plenty of support out there for OU students, so do make sure that you engage with that in your studies and get what's right for you. Cherry, thank you so much for coming along today. It's been a pleasure as usual.
Thank you.
And we've got lots more events from the Students' Association at our Freshers event, which is on the 3rd and 4th of October. So do make sure that you come and join us there when we'll be talking a lot more about these various groups and opportunities for all OU students. Thank you very much, Cherry. We're going to have a short video now. We're going to show you the Legacy Garden in full bloom, and then I'm going to be joined by Kim Walker to talk about diversity in primary, so don't go away. We'll see you in a minute.